Hello, welcome, my fellow human beings. Have you ever wondered what life's about? Have you ever wondered where you're going? I'm here to welcome you to the fold of Face Chapters, Share Your Legacy podcast. Here, you'll discover conversations that are opening avenues of thoughts you may already have or didn't. You realize the impacts, or perhaps have an epiphany, an enlightenment of seeing perspectives from unique or common angles. No matter what, know that you are not alone and that the journey ahead is better filled when you show up presently for one another. Welcome to an episode of Style for Style, your host.
Make a left turn on Southwest Madison Street, then pick up Mac on the left.
Yo, Mac Smiff, cool. Welcome. My name is Style.
All progress helps, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody has to play a role. Everybody can't do the same thing. That wouldn't make no sense.
That's
It's everybody.
interesting.
We all give a fuck.
Hey, what's cracking? This is Style coming to you here, Face Chapter, Share Your Legacy. I'm here with interesting
Smith.
fella, Mac Smith here, just coming out the, what center? Justice Center.
man.
I'm doing a Uber ride here in the morning, and I just figured, hey, let me get the story intel from someone that's on the ground, and here it goes. This is a little episode to share. Please introduce yourself and welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. Thank you for the ride as well. My name is Mac Smith, and I am a writer and an organizer and somebody that just loves this city and this country, you know what I'm saying, as much as we can. And I was out last night providing medical support at the protest. I was actually out originally doing security at the peaceful rally, and then afterwards we went out because people were getting tear gassed and whatnot, and so or pepper bombed or whatever it is, and so they were having, there was folks actually having breathing issues in the street,
Right.
like kneeling down, they couldn't get up, especially women and younger people. So we're out there with the milk, you know what I'm saying, and the solutions, and we had a nurse with us, and we were out there just trekking around to make sure that people are safe. And after the cops got everybody split up about 1 a.m, we were out just catching stragglers, helping them out, and the cops just pulled up on us with 4 cars, hopped out like the fucking Gestapo, and I got grabbed by the dreads, getting to the ground.
You also mentioned that there was BB-sized
Oh,
pellets
man.
that were close to hitting one of your friends in the eye.
Yeah, man, they was out there, at the Justice Center, and again, I didn't get arrested anywhere near the Justice Center. I got arrested over by what they say, I was on a 4th and Salmon or something. I was way away from there, you know what I'm saying?
By Nike Town.
Yeah, a little bit further down, like Old Town, not Old Town, but what do you call it, Midtown over there,
Okay.
by Kelly's Olympian and Rialto and all that kind of stuff.
And this was your, I think, it was the second or first night coming out after seeing what was going
This
on?
is at least my second night of this event, of this protest.
Do you know the game plan of how long this is intending to go until?
It's going to go into, I know the plan is, especially for the larger rallies that happen on the waterfront, the plan is to do it every night until they make a change.
No, I see. Wow, okay.
For me, the change, there's a lot of changes that are wanted, to the police conduct code, whatever. For me, the big thing is that we can't change anything in the police conduct. We can't get body cameras. We can't get, demilitarization. We can't get limits on the overtime or nothing until we fix this union contract.
Okay.
Realistically, until the union contract gets canceled, because the political nonsense of the whole thing is that the union contract gets signed every 4 years, 6 months before a new mayor's elected.
So that's coming around the corner.
Right. So what happens is the outgoing mayor or the old mayor always has to sign it before the new mayor takes a term.
Gotcha.
So the new mayor is always powerless. So like last time, Ted Wheeler was like, I'm going to reform the police. Remember all that when he ran, I'm going to reform the police, I'm going to do this and that. But then when he got in there, and I was in meetings with him at the point, we was like, hey, it was me and Greg and Teresa Rayford and all of us were in there like, hey, we have to fix it. And he was like, I can't, my hands are tied to the contract. Union contract came 6 months before me. I can't do anything. So now he's running for re-election. There should be no reason he shouldn't want to do that.
Interesting. Yeah,
And if Sarah wins, she wants that. She should have the flexibility to fix the police how she chooses. So the thing that I really believe in is we need to delay any extension of the contract. They should have no contract, and we should defund them until we have a new mayor.
Fascinating. That's a strategy right there.
That's what I believe.
It's almost like you have to have a 2-term mayor to create that transition.
You have to, but then also I don't know. Maybe Ted Wheeler really would do a police reform in his second term. I don't know. He hasn't really been completely trustworthy to me in keeping his word about things. I mean, look at our roads are still trash.
The gentleman that spoke on live TV mentioned how he was shunned out from the gatherings at City Hall. I don't know if you know
Ted Wheeler?
No, not him, but another brother.
The gentleman was, okay.
He was speaking and sharing his experience of how he was looking to help advocate change for what you were kind of mentioning, but he was not able to be brought to the table. They were like, please don't come show up anymore.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate to hear.
Yeah, they do that though.
That's not and that's the thing. I wonder with more pressure, which is happening.
And the way
things will change to the better.
And the way I see it is like, if you look at Minnesota right now, they're doing things. Even here in Portland, we just canceled the officers in schools.
Yep, that's
they're
what
not
the
going to
gentleman
be there
mentioned
anymore. In Minnesota, they're talking about canceling out the whole union and just like redoing the whole police force, like just restructuring completely. And a lot of cities are making huge changes. LA just cut $150 million off their $3 billion budget, but still, it's progress. You know what I'm saying? All progress matters. But for us, I think we have a $300 million contract, or I know it's $667,000 a day.
Oh,
it's the budget for our police right now. I think that's the increase that they want. Is the increase of $600,000 a day. So, and someone have to check on those numbers. But regardless, it's just way too much money. The cops have way too much. I was in the back of the car today, and they had the screen up. It was like Call of Duty, and they had the drones like pointing out where groups of people are in the street.
Yeah.
Like from like, you know, up in the sky. I was watching. You could see where the groups were. And they're just pulling up.
This brings me to my experience in the grassroots organization, Center for Intercultural Organizing, now that became United Oregon. And the numbers there when they were showing us, this is like 10 years ago, they did validate that the police department and fire department are getting a huge amount of the pie when it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. And that's what was the challenge, was how do we move the money so more people get utilized.
Right.
And I can see that there's a demand. That's been 10 years.
And what's wild is with this increase that they're asking for, it results in a 6-point cut in everything else across the city. So we're talking about schools are taking a 6% cut. Our schools can't afford that. Our roads taking a 6% cut, even though we just passed a tax again to not actually fix our roads, right? All this stuff we have going on is not going to happen. All the inclusion stuff, all of the black business, it's all going to take a cut because they want to give more money to the cops just to keep them happy, so they'll vote for Ted Wheeler.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's a cold political game. Like if you ever watched like The Wire, it's just like season 3. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing that's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's trying to do whatever he can do to stay in power. So of course he's going to give the cops what he wants, and then say, "Oh, I tried to change it, but I can't again because we already had the contract. We can't change it for 4 years." It's the same game every mayor plays every time. So we have to put the pressure.
I see the big money trickling down to big politics to pawns and pieces for them to do what they do.
Even today, when I was in the arrest, it was like super late, so they didn't have any of the regulars. They were just like arresting us in the conference rooms. Swear to God, they had us like lined up at tables, like it was like a college workshop. You know what I'm saying? We're all just sitting there with handcuffs on in chairs, and the cops were sitting there talking about, so what are you gonna do with your overtime money? I'm gonna buy more stuff for my bike. I'm gonna buy some guns.
Oh my God! They do that right in front of everybody,
bro. Yeah, they don't even care, bro. It's you gotta understand, the cops don't care at all. They're just like, yo, check it. You guys don't. I was like, yeah, it must be nice to have overtime. He was like, yeah, it is. I was like, yeah, the rest of us don't have that right now. I'm down 2 jobs.
It's not even an appropriate place for them to be
at all
talking like that.
I'm down 2 jobs, and you're sitting here talking about, oh, this overtime is great. People are unemployed and they're pissed and they're out here in thousands in the streets, and the cops are just like, yeah, we'll pick them apart.
So let's say hypothetically things go into fruition where the union contract is dismantled or adjusted. What from that point would you see as a congruent, if not a more momentum thing to happen for society, for a community locally here in Portland?
I think that
who would be the players? Was it League of? I saw the woman, the founder of League of Nations, I think it was. Urban League of.
Joanne Hardesty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not her.
Joanne?
That's the City Hall Commissioner.
She was
the Urban League president, and she
Yeah.
gave a great speech about her story and how
She
she
gave a speech
became what she
today,
is.
I guarded her today during her speech.
Yeah, I'm just fascinated. Like, do we have enough
The
power players, people in place that would make change, ready to get into the role?
From what I'm
Or do they need to be
understanding,
groomed still.
and I'm not going to say any names, but from what I'm understanding and from what I've heard from people in the government or in the government's, in the candidacies and whatnot,
Right.
it seems like they're trying not to. It seems like they're looking at don't sign the contract as the radical answer. When I think it's really just the normal answer. Don't sign the contract. If they have a contract now, the same terms can apply until a new one is signed. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. But what they want to do is they want to try and extend the contract until next year, and then try and make changes next year with it, which is not bad. But I feel like you have to make the pressure right now, because we're not going to have this next year. We're not going to have 10,000 people in the streets.
That's a good point.
Every night in 10 years.
So the big
right
picture
now
is,
they're giving shit up. They're like, yo, we can't deal with this. We'll get the cops out of the schools. Is that good enough? No. Okay, we'll, at this point, we can't even keep our cops fired. The cop that shot, what's his name in the back, that shot Quani's Hayes in the back, just got rehired.
Yeah.
Because the union rules, you know what I'm saying? The union lawyers came in and got his job back. Mark Kruger, the Nazi cop, is a captain now. And they're about to take all off his record because of the union filings.
That's an interesting scenario.
You know what I'm saying? He's still there, and he's in charge of shit. He's not even like, oh, I'm a cop on the street. No, he's like a captain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not working. The union we have is not working. Look at the other cities. They said that in that the cops just quit in Buffalo. They all quit the force. The riot force, whatever, right?
Okay.
The riot team. But the reason they quit is because the union was mad because they fired the two cops that knocked the old dude on his head. I'm sure you've seen that video. The old dude is walking up, they just push him and he falls and busts his head open on the sidewalk. It was like a couple days ago. So they fired the cops that happened. Yeah, he was 85, bro.
Jeez.
He's by himself and like 6 cops come up and just whap and knock him over in his back. And then they're like, oops, and just walk off.
Yeah.
And he's out there just bleeding out of his ear, bro, on the sidewalk. Dead ass. The video is horrible to watch. And so they fired the 2 cops that actually pushed him, right? The union said, we're not going to do any more help with anything with your riot stuff. So everybody should just quit. And all the cops just said, fine, we'll quit. So we're not going to do your riot since you fired our friend. This is how strong the police unions are. The police unions are the most powerful union in the country. Teachers can't even get pencils.
Right.
You feel me?
I saw a blip about that. Like, so teachers getting private schools, but something of that nature is being funded.
Yeah, like explain to me how teachers are buying their own school supplies, but cops are getting free bullets that they're not supposed to use. You know what I'm saying?
The goal of really getting the word out is to help people, the right people, get in the place to make the decisions for the people.
Exactly right. But in the meantime, we have to just put the pressure on the company, on the government, on everyone coming from Sarah, who's running, to Hardesty, so that she's on the same page, so everyone's on the same page. Don't fund the police. Defund the police. Defund the police. That does not just mean take their money away in the budget later. It means to take the money out of the contract now, because everyone seems to think that there's some other budget that's going to come up later, that's when we can defund the police. No, it happens right now. In fact, they have a meeting. They have the date set for June 10th
to gather
and sign it. They actually reviewed it in secret in February and it leaked in the news.
So that's in a couple of days.
Yeah, it's in less than a week. It's in 4 days. So we have to put the pressure now.
Where can people go to learn to get more pressure and take action and be activists of their own right?
I mean,
to participate in such a movement.
There's a lot of great places to go. Don't Shoot Portland is wonderful. That's definitely, or Black Lives Matter Portland is wonderful. They can follow me in particular if they want to. I'm at Mac Smiff, MacSmiff, on everything. And I'm talking this 100% a day. You know what I mean? I'm taking pictures from the rallies. I'm sending out actual information. I'm sharing information from other companies and other organizations. I'm sharing radical views. I'm sharing, less radical views. Because I want everyone to have a place in this. Like, even if we can't get exactly what we want, perhaps we can get a decent compromise. But I'm not willing to put forward a compromise as the first offer. We need to not sign this contract. and then we can figure out what to do from there. But we did not sign this contract, because if we sign this contract now, we're dead in the water. It's the golden egg, and that's why nobody talks about it. You'll notice that no one in any national news organization is talking about defunding unions for the most part. It's extremely hard to even talk about because the police unions are so powerful.
Now,
they run everything.
Are they in bed with other companies, big companies in town that allow them to do what they're doing in the
You got to keep in mind,
swagger they are?
I can't speak to all the financials,
Yeah.
but if you think about what the police are doing right now, where are they getting all these arms from? Where the dude in the Justice Center when I got out today is escorting 5 unarmed, inmates who were arrested for interrupting a police officer. You know what I'm saying? The softest of charges, right? It just basically means like you didn't move when I said move, right? That's what I got charged for, not moving when they said move. And he has a deuce, like the automatic weapon with the rocket launcher on the bottom, at the door when we walk out. I'm like, do you have to have that right now?
Right.
That's kind of jarring. You know what I'm saying? I just got tackled last night and shot at. Could you not have a rocket launcher, whatever the hell, or grenade launcher, whatever the hell that thing is, in front of me right now? Like, that's not cool, bro.
Interesting.
Whatever. They just kind of laughed it off, you know what I'm saying? They don't really give a shit because they're cops. You know what I'm saying? This is their money, but the unions are, you know what I'm saying? If you look at all these companies in Oregon, I don't even have to name the companies in Oregon that make arms. We know who they are, right? I mean, these companies out here that are making all this stuff, and then just the OT. And what do cops buy? They buy all kind of stuff, and all that comes off our property taxes. So that's the second thing to look at. If we defund the police, that knocks our property taxes. I think I paid $5,000 in property taxes last year, and like $3,500 went to police.
What portion would that go down?
Like $3,500 went to the police. So if every homeowner,
so that's more than 50% of your property taxes going towards that.
Yeah, if you defunded the police, my property tax would be like $1,500 a year.
If people heard that statistic right there, that might make them.
You can save $3,000 a year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you defund the police, then you can guard. I'm right here. And you can guard your own house.
Hey, well, I appreciate it, Mac. That was thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Interesting insight, and then I'll put this on my podcast episode. What's today's date?
Today's the 6th.
June 6th, 2020. Yeah. That's what's going
June
down.
June 10th when the contract gets signed. See how fast it comes around the corner. They ain't even talking about it yet.
Let me try to push this out.
I appreciate it, man. And when you get that, tag me in it.
Okay.
It's good to meet you, bro. It wasn't an accident.
Let me follow you.
Most def.
Before you dip out, the way I can have it unlocked in. It's
MAC. No worries.
MAC.
SMI. It's me right there on top.
Good looking.
No doubt, man. Good luck. I'll see you later. Be safe out here.